Some big changes coming for New Mexicans using food assistance programs. New requirements are set to go into effect the beginning of next month.
But now a nonprofit group is suing the state, trying to stop that from happening. The new requirements mean any able-bodied adult without children who is capable of working must be looking for work, doing community service, or getting job training to get food stamps. Those with children who are older than 6 must also be looking for work. Attorneys with the New Mexico Center on Law and Poverty say these changes to programs, including SNAP, could affect up to 80,000 people here. They filed a lawsuit yesterday saying the state did not tell people about the changes and kept low-income families from being a part of the decision to make the changes.
New Mexico would be the state with the highest unemployment, highest poverty to be implementing these kind of changes, and the department didn't even follow proper law in changing the rules.
2009 waiver that this rule is removing was never meant to be permanent, and our goal is to help more New Mexicans become self-sufficient, earn job training skills, and find employment, quite frankly.
Matt Kennicott, a spokesperson with the Human Services Department, says the lawsuit is baseless. We'll let you know what happened with the suit. Well, tonight, parents and students at one of the state's largest high schools should finally get some answers.
Yeah, since school started, they've been asking a lot of questions about why traffic is so bad at Atrisco Heritage Academy. They're even saying it's a major safety concern. That's where News 13's Catherine Mazzone is right now. So, Catherine, what is the issue out there?
Well, Crystal, the issue is this intersection behind me. It's Dennis Chavez and 118th. It's the only way for you to get here, the only paved entrance in and out of the school's parking lot. And this is what happens every morning for the 2,400 students trying to get to school. Major traffic backups and safety concerns. Parents and students say they're often stuck in traffic for half an hour. But now the district says it's working on some big improvements that will come in 2 phases. Priority 1 plans are things they've either already put into place or will start to work on next week, like adding a fence separating pedestrians and cars on the west side. Also, reducing speed limits in the area from 55 to 45 on Dennis Chavez. And adding signs warning of the traffic congestion, also on Dennis Chavez. Also adding a second turn lane. That will happen next week. Priority 2 phase, that'll cost a lot more, but the district says it's needed, like adding a new student drop-off zone.
Priority 2 would include an access in from Dennis Chavez, a right turn in and right turn out only, that would create another student drop-off point, and so that also would help alleviate some of the congestion we're seeing now.
Now, construction for Priority 2 plans are expected to start between 6 months and a year away. APS says it planned everything correctly when the school went up, but had no way of knowing just how popular Atrisco Heritage would be. However, when we asked about plans to cap enrollment, Hendrickson says they have no plans at this time. Crystal, back to you.
All right, thanks, Catherine. Again, the meeting starts tonight at 6 o'clock at the Performing Arts Center at the school. We will be there and let you know what the district has to say.
Or new this morning, the Albuquerque Fire Department is investigating what caused a fire to break out in the southeast part of town at the home overnight. Crews were called out to this home on Edith off Gibson and Broadway just after 1. When they got there, they saw smoke coming from the home and they quickly attacked a fire in the bedroom. The home did have some minor smoke damage. No one was hurt and no one was home at the time. We now have video of a fiery attack that some are calling a hate crime.
The surveillance video shows a suspect who threw a Molotov cocktail at an Albuquerque Islamic mosque. The suspect is seen trying to light it before you see a flash, then the explosion, then someone running. It happened on Friday around 4 in the morning. No one was at the mosque at the time. Now, despite the attack, mosque leaders say they have forgiven the person in the video for their actions, but have a message for him.
If this person was here, I would have advised him that don't do it. As much as you try to hurt the community, but you first hurt yourself.
Now, since Friday, he says there's been an outpouring of support from the community. APD asked us to blur the cars in the video to keep innocent people from being accused of the crime, but they hope someone will recognize a suspect in the video and come forward. The FBI is assisting Albuquerque police with this investigation. Until investigators know more, they don't know if it is an actual hate crime. It's a viral video that has made headlines across the nation. A man is attacked at a Dallas airport after another person assumes he's gay because he's wearing a pink shirt.
And we now know the one person who helped stop that attack is from here in New Mexico. Take a look.
Weird is what I'm upset about. This here.
All right, the man is the guy in the cowboy hat. He gets in the face. The guy in the cowboy hat is a salesman from Las Cruces. Now, the New Mexico man wants to know exactly why the other guy is upset, and that's when it causes a scene. Not long after that, the man attacks the other man in a pink shirt. Within minutes, other people, including the guy from Las Cruces, tackle the guy and he gets arrested.
Let me tell you the reason why I did, because it's America. That's why. The same reason you get to live to breathe black.
Not sure if any of that makes sense. Yesterday, we talked with the Good Samaritan, again, he's from Las Cruces, about being right in the middle of this very bizarre scene. He wasn't ready to talk on camera yet, but he says the whole thing was overwhelming.
The time is now 5:36 on your Tuesday morning. Another woman in Albuquerque says actors at a haunted house crossed the line in a sexual way and freaked her out with how they touched her and what they had to say to her. A 19-year-old who asked to remain anonymous says she felt violated at the New Mexico Slaughterhouse haunted attraction. Now, she says two actors held her up against a wall, pushing their bodies against hers as one of them whispered to her. Listen.
Telling me that I need to yell for my fiance and tell him that I'm with a real man and that he can do things to me that my fiance never did, and that he'll show me what a real man is.
The young woman says after that she pushed her way out of the haunted house, but its production manager, Daniel Casilla, says there was nothing sexual about it. He says touching is allowed and people are warned before going in. Slaughterhouse says most of the actors are high schoolers. They do not do background checks, but they say all actors go through a 2-hour training. Another woman came forward with similar claims just last week. If you've bought some gluten-free breaded chicken recently, you may want to listen up because it could be getting recalled. Bell & Evans gluten-free breaded chicken breast and nuggets are both on a recall list after fears they could be contaminated with a bacteria that can cause serious food poisoning. They're sold at Whole Foods, but the company has not specifically said if the bad chicken was sold right here in New Mexico.
All right, and parents, listen up. A number of brands of baby wipes are also getting recalled. They could be contaminated with a bacteria that could make you and your kids sick. Sam's Club, Walgreens, Family Dollar, and Diapers.com all sold these baby wipes. To see which brands are affected, there are almost a dozen of them. Head to KRQE.com and click on links. Now, 5:38, UNM student leaders want the university to crack down on a popular social media app. Student Senator Caitlin Loftman says Yik Yak has become a big problem. The app lets students post anonymous comments online on a bulletin board of sorts.
There were a lot of my close friends that began being called out by name on there, being called a lot of derogatory words. A few of them didn't feel comfortable going to class because they weren't sure who had written these things about them.
Ms. Loftman introduced a resolution that asks UNM to discourage the use of the app and help teach students to behave better on social media. Student government did pass that. Yik Yak has caused problems elsewhere in New Mexico. In fact, the Tatum School District banned phones from school, we're told, specifically because of that app.
You know, it's new, right? I have not heard of
I
this.
guess so. I'm not Yik Yakking. I'll tell you that
good.
much. It goes back to that old adage. Remember what Mom said? If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all.
Exactly.
Right.
Which is scary because social media, sometimes people take it too far. They're hiding behind a screen.
Yep, the whole anonymous thing.